After a year, we finally reached the grand finale of this Culpables trilogy, where everything that began as a dangerous attraction spirals into chaos filled with gunfire, shocking revelations, and life-changing choices for Noah and Nick. This isn't just any ending, it's the most intense one of all. It all begins with Noah arriving at the airport. 4 years have gone by. As she walks through the terminal, a Forbes magazine catches her eye. Nick is on the cover, having taken London by storm as the heir to the family business. Clearly, after everything that happened, things between Noah and Nick didn't end the way they'd hoped. Without hesitation, she boards her flight, but not without running into a little trouble with the guy sitting next to her. His name? Simon. When they land, Simon doesn't waste a second showing his interest in Noah.
I'm down to share a taxi.
I've already got a ride. Thanks, though.
I like talking with you.
Yeah, same here.
Hey, I'm gonna be here for a week, so maybe if you wouldn't mind giving me your number. I understand, no worries. Hey, but if I see you again, you owe me a coffee.
Sounds good.
Just then, Jenna bursts in, glowing with excitement. The reason they're in Ibiza is simple. She's getting married. And of course, there's a full schedule lined up for the big day. Later, during the bridesmaid's dress fitting, Jenna picks out a bold red dress for Noah. She wants her to be the maid of honor, which means Nick will be the best man.
They go in the kitchen. Jenna, please don't do this to me at your wedding.
It's been a long time. You both have moved on. Those cups are supposed to be for the lawn.
It's fucked up. You can't do this. Come on.
Don't worry. Everything's gonna turn out great. You know I'm an expert in organizing parties.
After a long bath, Noah realizes there's a big all-white party happening downstairs. The moment she walks down, she spots Nick, fresh off the plane from London. She has no intention of talking to him after everything they went through. She tries to distract herself by chatting with Jenna's uncle, but the moment Nick shows up among the guests, her focus slips. To avoid him, she heads over to Lion, who's hanging out with his brother Luca. Lion takes the chance to ask why she never called him. As guests gather for photos, Noah's eyes meet Nick's again, but this time, he acts like she doesn't exist. The next day, she has to travel next to him, maid of honor and best man, just like Jenna wanted. The tension between them is undeniable. At the rehearsal, they're forced to walk arm in arm. The air is thick, but they don't seem entirely uncomfortable. The same happens at the rehearsal dinner, where they end up seated side by side. In a moment of casual conversation, Nick shows Luca a tattoo, "You're mine," in Noah's handwriting. The morning of the wedding, Jenna and Lion finally tie the knot. Their whirlwind love story gets its happily ever after. The party is just as extravagant, and when the bouquet is thrown, Noah's the one who catches it. Even if they'd rather not, wedding protocol pushes Noah and Nick together again. They end up on the dance floor, talking about their parents, people who always seem more invested in their children's lives than their own marriages. And like always, one thing leads to another, and they sleep together again. Afterward, Nick makes it clear he's not okay with her. The memory of seeing her with Michael still haunts him.
I saw the sign you left in the cemetery. I'll be your light in the darkness.
The rain would have washed that away by now.
No. No, I could see it still there. And I saw it in your eyes.
Do you know what I see when they're closed? I see you with him.
Back at university, Noah has officially graduated. She no longer needs to work as a waitress, but she hasn't found a job in her field either. One afternoon, while skating, she has an accident and ends up in the hospital where Michael works. Ramon, the head of the department, informs her that they know Michael was fired from the university for sleeping with a student, and because of that, he can't keep his position at the hospital. In Spain, Noah shows up for a job interview and unexpectedly runs into Simon. Meanwhile, in London, Nick keeps living his fast-paced life, hooking up with different women, one of them being Sophia, the family's lawyer. Their arrangement is purely physical. Back in Spain, Noah lands the job with Simon. They get along well, and she even asks for his help in pitching to investors for her business idea. But things aren't going so well for the Leisters. William is assaulted by a former employee accusing him of wrongful termination and fraud. The scandal spreads all the way to London. Nick watches the news with the board, who warn him that he needs to take control of the company in Spain. Later, he meets up with Sophia again. They seem to have an easy rapport, and Nick asks her to make their relationship official, mainly to calm the media storm surrounding his family. Meanwhile, Noah's life seems to be falling into place. There's definitely something more than work between her and Simon, but she asks him to take things slow.
Yeah, same with me. I was just nervous to tell you.
Right.
The next morning, Simon announces that investors are on their way. He jokes with Noah, if she beats him at arm wrestling, he'll be the one serving them coffee. While everyone watches their playful match, Nick walks in. He's one of the investors, and the sight of Noah next to Simon doesn't sit well with him. His jealousy is obvious. Later that night, Sophia tells Nick their relationship is trending, and things might actually work in their favor. The next morning, Nick steps fully into his investor role, tough and condescending with Noah, and seeing her with Simon only makes things worse. After their honeymoon, Jenna meets up with Noah. Noah tells her things with Simon are going well, and that Nick is just part of the past now. But as she flips through a magazine, she sees Nick and Sophia splashed across the pages as a couple. When she looks up, she runs into Michael. He clearly still resents her for everything that happened. He begs her not to tell Nick she saw him. He's afraid Nick could ruin his life again. Noah immediately understands Nick's involvement and calls Sophia. Sophia confirms he had a hand in destroying Michael's career. Noah makes it clear they shouldn't have meddled. It's her problem to deal with. At Christmas, the Leisters gather to welcome Maggie, Nick's younger sister, who still cares deeply for Noah. But even as time passes, the situation between Noah and Nick doesn't ease up. The tension lingers, heavy, unspoken, and unresolved. After the holidays, Nick becomes more involved with Simon's company. As the main investor, he lays down a new rule. No employee can have any kind of romantic relationship. Simon sees right through it. This has everything to do with Noah, and it makes his blood boil.
I hope this new rule has nothing to do with Noah, but you still should have consulted me before you announced it.
You proved you were a bad negotiator when you ditched all those shares.
That night, Simon and Noah talk about their relationship. She wants to end things, knowing Nick won't back off, but Simon stands firm. He's not ending what they have because of the company.
My company doesn't fucking matter to me.
The next morning, they run into Nick in the elevator. He smugly tells Noah he's installed cameras everywhere to keep an eye on the employees. Fed up with his control, Noah hands in her resignation. Nick calls her childish and starts flirting with her.
Be careful. The cameras.
But she shuts him down, reminding him she's officially with Simon.
It's not fair to reject me, then demand I can't have anybody else.
When the holidays are over, Noah offers to drive Maggie to Annabelle's, since Nick's stuck at work. The moment he shows up, the tension between him and Annabelle is palpable. She tells him she's giving William custody of Maggie. She has cancer and needs surgery, which means she can't care for her anymore. Nick agrees to take care of his little sister. Later, at home, that old pull between him and Noah surfaces again, and they end up sleeping together.
And I know that we are toxic.
The next morning, Noah is gone by the time Maggie wakes Nick. After days of feeling sick, Noah finds out she's pregnant.
You weren't aware?
How?
Not long after, Michael spots her at the hospital as she's reviewing her test results, and realizes she's already 16 weeks along. Jenna tells Noah she has to tell Nick the truth. No matter what, he's still the baby's father. She's thrilled at the news, already picturing herself as the best aunt ever. She later tells Lion their godparents' operation was a complete success, exactly what they'd hoped for. The only rule, keep the secret until Noah's ready to talk to Nick. Meanwhile at the hospital, Michael confronts Sophia. After everything the Leisters did to destroy his career, he blackmails her. Either she fixes his situation, or he'll expose Noah's pregnancy and its connection to her family.
The perfect boyfriend impregnates his stepsister.
Sophia takes this to Noah, warning her that things with Michael are under control for now.
It's just Nick's better off not knowing some things, right?
At the company party, Nick spots Noah a little too close to Simon, and his jealousy flares. Noah, feeling unwell, slips away to the bathroom, but Nick follows her and pulls her in for a kiss, whispering that he can't stay away from her.
I completely lose my mind around you, Freckles.
So Nick takes her home to look after her. There, Noah tells him she's glad he's with Sophia, and that this is the perfect moment to end their story for good. But that night, things take a turn. She collapses and ends up in the hospital. The next day, there's a funeral. Annabelle has died. At the service, Sophia approaches Noah to warn her that Michael is still at the hospital, and he knows everything about her pregnancy. Noah replies that she's leaving, and not coming back. After everything, Nick ends things with Sophia. She's clearly in love with him, and her voice shakes as she tells him he always does the same thing. Breaks everyone's heart. Still, she admits the only one who truly needs him is Noah.
The only one who needs you to step up is Noah. Trust me.
Meanwhile, Michael meets with the hospital director to finalize his resignation. When his deal with Sophia falls apart, he storms out only to run into Briar.
Hello, Briar.
Michael.
The next day, Jenna and Lion say goodbye to Noah. Nick shows up just in time, desperate to stop her from leaving, begging for a fresh start. That's when Noah finally tells him she's pregnant. Nick responds that he doesn't care if the baby is Simon's, that he'll love the child as his own. That only makes Noah angrier.
It is yours, you idiot!
What?
Once again, we get one of the trilogy's signature car chases. In the middle of a heated argument, Noah blurts out that she got pregnant the night of the wedding. Caught up in their fight, neither of them notices someone lying in wait, the former Leister employee, who suddenly opens fire, hitting Nick.
I've been stupid. No, I deserve it.
He's rushed to the hospital in critical condition. When Nick finally wakes up, William, Rafaela, and Noah tell him he's been in a coma for quite some time, and that their baby has already been born. At last, the two of them make their relationship official. Looking back at everything they've been through since the day they met, Nick gives Noah a heart-shaped pendant, a new symbol of their love. But what seems like a peaceful ending turns into pure chaos with the return of Briar. She's taken the baby and threatens Nick, while downstairs Michael ambushes Noah. When Nick and Briar come face to face, she tells him she'll never let them have the happy life she was denied, and takes off with the baby. Meanwhile, Michael confronts them, seething with resentment over the life he claims they stole from him. As Michael attacks, Noah manages to break free and chases after Briar to get her child back, holding out until the police arrive to arrest them both. In the end, Nick and Noah get married. The final scene shows them driving off in a sleek sports car, smiling, finally getting their happily ever after. The story closes with a heartfelt message from the author of the Culpable saga, Mercedes Ron.